Welcome back. Today we're going to continue with a wonderful subject, and the title for today is the body manual. Okay, so I want to make mention that in this part 5 of our wonderful topics in the subject moving the mountains of addictions, dear friends, this part will actually be more or of like an advice to you. As you fight the battles in your mind, as you want to make sure that you conquer, and as you want to keep your conscience pure, I want to give you an advice. And only a few people have noticed this thing. There is a word, eat, E-A-T, in the word death. Look at this picture, the body manual, eat or death. So if you put the D and the H at the beginning and the end of it, you have the word death. My friends, it is very, very important to realize that our first disobedience to God, our Creator, was based on food. Food can build you, food can destroy you. This is my advice. Let us continue. A new car. Somebody bought a wonderful new car. When you have bought a new car, what do you do next? Do you jump in the car and drive? It is a new car. Actually, it's a new model car. You have never seen this car before. It is a very new car. No one has it. It is of its kind. It's the first time that it has been brought into existence. What do you do with this car, my friends? Do you jump right there into this car and drive? Somebody might think, yes, I'm happy, I'm excited. I get the car and drive it. And as he drives the car, he runs out of fuel. Then he goes to the filling station and tells them, put kerosene in this vehicle. Put a fuel in this vehicle. They'll ask him, what fuel do you use? Then he says, that I was not told, I'm not aware. And then what happens next? They put water in the tank. I've never seen a petrol engine working with water. That should be a miracle. Yeah, a miracle. And so, my dear brothers and sisters, you don't need to rush with your body. This car has a maker. So is your body. Wait, the maker must guide you. You must get a guide from the maker. Let the maker tell you, this is a diesel engine or this is a petrol engine. Before you kickstart it, my dear friends, you first need to have the guide, and rather than just jumping and drive it. Before you start exploring things, get the guide in life. You're not getting me, probably. Let's forge ahead. When you get the guide, this car runs at 400 kilometers per hour. This car stops in 2 seconds when you are applying the brakes. It can throw you, so be careful. This car actually has an engine of an aeroplane. This car has, when you get all these guidelines of your car, friends, you now drive your car safely, or you first follow the other precautions and other measures, okay? After that, you now put it on the road, meaning you put it on a journey. You now go on with a journey. Your life, my dear friends, is a journey. You are now walking the path in this world as a pilgrim, heading to our new home, our home in paradise. My dear friends, your journey as you are driving the car, your journey as you drive that car has rules on the road. Talk about the traffic rules. Follow all of them one by one as you move steadily so that you do not crash. Why do they put these rules? It's for the sake of you not to overturn. It is for the sake of you not to crash with others. It is for your safety. So God gives you rules on your body for your safety. Would you like to see these wonderful rules, my friends? Let us forge ahead. The body is an amazing creation. The liver, the stomach, the large intestines, and we see the veins, we see the lungs, we see also the ribs, the hands there, we see the throat, and many other wonderful things, my dear friends. Would you seriously just pick on anything that you want to put in your body and say it is good for food? No. If there is a maker for my computers, or if there's a maker for my TV, he must give me a guide. He must put a label of that type of a computer, and if I don't know how to use that computer, there must be some guide, and that guide is to learn the computer, and I have to take my studies to learn how to use the computer. If I have my wonderful plasma screen, I don't have to buy it just like that, unless if it's a second hand, my friend. But if it is a brand new wonderful TV, the entire set altogether has one manual. Sometimes some certain machineries come with two manuals. Why is it so? Because the maker is telling you how to take care of this amazing product. You are created by God, and He must be the one to guide you through it all. Genesis chapter 1 verse 29, and God said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat. This meat in this verse, my friends, is not the meat for no. This is actually vegetation. So, friends, you see that we were given a vegetable diet from the very start. After when we were created, God first creates all these things and puts them in place so that you can power your body with wonderful foods in order for it to live. Imagine if man was created on the first day. What would we eat? So He puts him on the sixth day so that he now can eat from the wonderful plants. God is wonderful. He's wonderful. And now I see a situation where now your body is actually specifically well created to eat vegetation and not anything else. But let's see. Something went wrong. Twitter reports. Who fixes it? It is actually the IT department. When something went wrong, Twitter will fix it. Will it be your network provider that will fix this issue? Will it be the hospital that will fix Twitter's issue? No, because the makers must fix the issue. The code is well known by the makers. The code of life is well known by God, your creator. Therefore, listen to his word as he fixes every situation in your life. Something went wrong, my dear friends, that when sin increased on this world, therefore God had actually permitted the sky to bring about the rains. And when there were rains in this world, my dear friend, they destroyed quite a lot of vegetation, and such that the wonderful plants, the wonderful fruits, everything that was so good for eating as vegetation, my dear friends, all such kind of things, most of them were destroyed. And as sin increases, so much also is the land mourning. And what does God do afterwards? He fixes it. He tells Noah at the mountain of Ararat. And now he tells Noah that you can eat this type of meat, this type of animals. You can prepare these for food. And he gives them precautions about the fat and the blood in it. Why? It is for the safety, or rather it is for the good of their well-being, so that they can maintain their wonderful stature. They can maintain their wonderful life. He fixed it in a wonderful way, my dear friends. What do we see today? Man can even drink blood. Certain customs actually drink blood. Some customs and other people out there eat meat that is red, and inside you can even see blood. They still eat, fry just a bit and eat, and they say it is proteins. I do not dispute with that. There is actually proteins in the meat, yes. But dear friends, what meat are you eating? Deuteronomy chapter 14 verse 3 to 6. Thou shalt not eat any abominable thing. These are the beasts which ye shall eat, the ox, the sheep, and the goat, the hart, and the roebuck, and the fallow deer, and the wild goat, and the pygag, and the wild ox, and the chamois. Dear friends, there is food that we can eat and foods that we cannot eat. Foods that God has given us to eat and foods that we cannot eat when it comes to fresh. Vegetation is there, and if you have the right fruits, eat them. But when it comes to animals and everything that has life in it, you must be very much careful, or else it can actually make your mind be stagnant and never move ahead or make right choices. We are forging ahead, the secrets of health. And every beast that parteth the hoof and cleaveth the cliff into two clouds, and cheweth the cud among the beasts that ye shall eat. Neither these ye shall eat, neither these ye shall not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the cloven hoof, as the camel and the hare and the coney. For they chew the cud, but divide not the hoof. Therefore they are unclean unto you. And the swine, because it divideth the hoof, yet cheweth not the cud, it is unclean unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, nor touch their dead carcasses. My dear friend, the swine, the pig, is not meant for food for you to eat. It is not eatable. But how many are the people today that are busy feasting on pork? Sausages made of pork. And they think it is okay. They say once you've prayed for it, it's okay. What is the difference? These are animals, my dear friends. When Jesus Christ died for us on the cross of Calvary, it is for you and me, and not to clean the animals from the uncleanness. The animals are unclean. Those animals that are mentioned unclean, they are unclean, my dear friends. The pig did not change. The pig, Jesus Christ never came to die for a pig so that it is transformed or to be changed, or now we can just pray and then it is good for food. No, my dear friends. The animals here are actually still unclean. When the Bible says that you shall not touch even the dead carcasses, it is because these animals are disease carriers and they carry diseases. Look at the children of Israel. Look at the children of Israel. As they walked the path in the wilderness, where would they find the medications? Where would they find the wonderful water and other things? It was actually difficult. In some way, they could actually have no water and start shouting at Moses, Moses, please, we need the water, until God gives them that water through some means. How do they actually help themselves in certain situations with or when they touch the pig and so on? They have to maintain healthy rules. And today we have people that eat pigs. We have people that eat the crabs. We have people that eat the sharks. We have people that eat the ducks. All these things, all these creatures, my dear friends, I therefore advise you to go and read in the book of Leviticus chapter 11. Finish it all, and you see how wonderful the food that God has told us to eat in terms of fresh, everything that has life in it. God is advising you today, my dear friends. You must choose the right foods so that your mind, your body, and everything about you is actually in a normal situation. I've come across a community that has a custom of eating pork when it is not even ready, as they fry it and then it's not even ready. There's still meat there and fat, and they eat and they eat. I've witnessed wars and wars, fights and fights in such kind of communities. Why? Because the fat makes them brutal. There is much to discuss about health foods, my dear friends. But in the interest of time and in the interest of our subject today, I want you to understand that certain foods in life that you eat can make you fail to have a good, sober, and conscious mind. Take, for example, somebody's drunk by the road, and then you tell them to say, yeah, there's a snake here, there's a snake here. Would they stand up and say, yes, I've seen a snake, and they run away? I have heard many times and I've witnessed many times people actually who smoke marijuana, that they actually even go there and start seeing, I don't know if it's illusions or they start hallucinating. I don't know the word used. I've noticed that people actually do see two human beings when there's actually one human being. You talk to them, they hear something different. How do you really, with an ill mind, serve the Lord? With a mind that is turned upside down. Everything you see, everything you hear, everything you do is opposite to normal. How would you choose the right thing? As we go in this wonderful series and as we are listening, my dear friends, as we are learning something special here, you must take caution that nature must be applied, just like that blind man was applied by nature. Jesus Christ applied nature on his eyes in order to interact with nature, and he became fine. He sent him in the path of faith You too are sent in the path of faith. Do something about it. Keep your life pure. Come out from all dirty things and keep your heart pure. The impacts of food in this series, my dear friends. Do we have biblical references? Many people, my dear friends, have written wonderful books. And an example of the book is this one here. It looks the same, huh? This should be the same book, yeah. This book here, okay? Here I read very wonderful things, okay? Showing you the best way to prepare this type of foods and how to eat them, the potatoes, and many other features, okay, and many other things. So why these guidelines in terms of food? Why do we have all these guidelines? And why are people talking about food? If there are some good foods, then do we have bad foods? Yes. If somebody tells you, my friends, that they can eat pigs as long as they have offered a prayer, then you tell them that you can also give them the rats, the cats. You can give them the rats, the cats, and you can give them the cockroaches, and you can give them the snakes of all kind, the most poisonous snakes. Give them for food and tell them, pray for it. Give them the scorpions. Let's see how they will respond. Deadly food is deadly food. You don't have to say because it's already by prayer and then I have to eat. No. If God has told you don't, then you shouldn't. Not even the prayer should actually clean that food. When God has told you don't eat, then you should not eat. God does not change. He's not man that he can change. Do we have biblical references? And I advise you today that in the next phase of this topic, you will see the biblical references. And I pray that you have heard something special as we go down and deep into these wonderful presentations. God bless you. Please watch the other part of this topic. Amen. Shalom. Shalom.